Hey, Hebrew fans, this is Todd, and I have kind of a fun story to tell you about this weekend. It was actually kind of fun, but let me preface it a little bit by letting you guys know that we celebrated my grandson's birthday, and he turned 6, and that's kind of what this story is all about. So, let me go ahead and let's see what I'm looking for here. There it is. He's missing his head. Oh. Anyway, so when my grandson turned 5, I wanted to give him some kind of cool present. So I actually missing his head. Went to his house prior to his birthday party, which was actually one of those cool game places, and I dropped off a Castle Grayskull. And while I was there, he opened it up. He's all excited, and it was just the coolest thing. And then my son says to him, well, ask Grandpa to help you put it together. I'm like, no, you can ask your dad to help you put it together. And it was so cool that he, really liked this Castle Grayskull I gave him and stuff. And then at his birthday party, I gave him a Minton Package 2000X Skeletor. But he was going through and opening up all his other presents first, and he had all kinds of stuff like Lego, Minecraft, everything else. And he was just taking the presents and Lego, Minecraft, this, gift card, whatever it was. But then when he got the Skeletor in the box, he lifts it up over his head and he goes, Skeletor! And he's all excited as he's raising it up, and I'm like, yeah. And all the guests looked around. I'm like, yeah, that was the gift I got him. It was just awesome. And then my son took a video showing him playing with his Castle Grayskull and his Skeletor when he turned 5. And he played with it a lot. Sometimes he brings it over to our house sometimes. Well, I don't know, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I decided to give him some floors for his castle to jazz it up. So I gave him some of my cool floors that I've made and the walls, and his mom was pretty impressed with how cool they were. Now, I didn't give him painted ones. I gave him bare ones. I figured when he gets a little older, maybe we'll take and paint them together as kind of a little project, which will be fun. So, this year, I thought, I'm not going to top that. I'm not even going to try. So, my wife and I decided just to get him an Xbox game card because that's what he wanted, was to buy stuff for Minecraft and everything else. And then when he went to check Target, all they had was Xbox Live. And it's like, he's on an Xbox Live card. He wants an Xbox card to buy stuff. And I said, okay, I got this. So I knew I had a Panther somewhere sitting around still in the box, which I don't know where he's at now. And I couldn't find him anywhere. And I'm like, oh, I know he kind of wants a Panther. Hey, Waldo. And so I looked around and realized I had a Land Shark still in the box. And I had Lords of Power Merman still in the package. And so I decided to put those into a gift box. And it was pretty cool. So we got to the party. We're all sitting there and meeting all, my son's friends and their kids and everything else. And they're giving out presents, and same thing as last year. Minecraft, Lego. He got some art set. He handed some kid, here, hang on to this, and just, you could just tell he just really didn't care. And then he opened the Land Shark, and the box sat on his lap for probably about a good 45 seconds while he looked at the back and all the figures on the back, and he was all excited. First toy that actually stayed on his lap for more than a few seconds. And then someone said, there's more in the bag, and he pulls it out, pulls out Merman, the Lords of Power Merman, and you could just tell he was happy. He's looking at the back of the package, the Lords of Power Merman, and the other figures in the line and everything else. And I'm like, yeah. And the reason why I decided to pick Merman, is because when my son, his dad, was a kid, my son's first introduction to He-Man was this right here. Merman on a battle ram. And, of course, I didn't tell him what his name was. He named himself. He named him Fred Eckler. Fred Eckler. And he was a good guy in my son's eyes. And it was funny because my son's Merman, we got him from Value Village or something, I think it was. The toes were chewed off. So I took hot glue gun, and I took and touched the tip of the hot glue gun to the toe and then kind of swirled it and made my own toes and pulled the thing away each time and created the toes again that were missing on the foot. It was also missing the little bow tie, so I made one of those out of hot glue as well. And it was pretty funny. So my son's merman, you know, the paint was kind of off, missing some toes, missing the bow, and kind of put them all back together. And so I was really hoping to give my grandson this merman because it looks like the one my son got as a kid. And I know that would kind of strike my son, you know, like, oh, you know, it'd be kind of funny to see his reaction. I don't know if my son even noticed that this other merman was different looking. I don't know. But I found out later on, he did tell my grandson that that was his first figure. Because my grandson came to visit, actually just this morning. And while he was over, I said, so, what'd you think? And he's like, oh yeah, Dad told me that Merman was his first figure too. And he was just all excited. And I found out my gifts, the land shark, and the merman were the only toys he opened that night after his party. Everything else still stayed closed. And so today when he was visiting, I said, so what'd you think about the chomping jaw of death? And he's like, oh, that was so cool, Grandpa. And it was like, yes. So I know it's not supposed to be a competition when you go to the birthday parties to give the coolest gift to the kids. But man, I have won 2 years in a row. And I know it's not a competition, but it was just so cool being able to share that with my grandson. Because for some reason he loves it. Now, I know too, because he was looking at the back of the land shark, he was looking at Panther. And I have a Panther somewhere in the room. I lost it now, but somewhere in this room I have a Panther still in the box to give him for the next party. But anyway, I was noticing when I pulled this merman out, he's got a gap in his elbow. So I thought, you know what? While we're live on video, let's go and fix that. So let's go ahead and dunk him in the water. Actually, you know what? I have to rip his arm off. Give me your arm. Yeah. There we go. And let's try a couple different fixes. I have the easy fix and the hard fix. We'll see how bad we have to do it. And while we're at it, I also still have her short neck on here. So I'm going to fix that too at the same time. Since I got my hot water out. And just stick her in there. All right. You guys saw the video yesterday where I showed how to put the O-rings in. It was actually a really old video I made a long time ago. And I realized it had very few hits on it. So I went in here last night and took some pictures to use for my thumbnail and then downloaded the old video, re-uploaded it so you guys could see the cool fix. Because it's just so much better to have that neck extend. If you haven't seen the video yet, you should check it out. I mean, look at the difference. Look at the difference between these two heads. It's just ridiculous how Super 7 made her neck so short, and just adding those O-rings just makes all the difference in the world. All right, I will stop jabbering. Oh, I gotta heat this up. Nope. Hey, it fit on there. Cool. Now I got the red head and I got the blonde hair. Look at that. And now I take a backpack, and this is actually one of the backpacks from Stratos. And I just tuck it in. It's a little bit tighter. Now I know some people will take and they'll actually take the backpack and cut it all down and all the belts and everything else and do all that work. I just take this small little O-ring here and jam it on in. Okay, come on, Zibeta, get in the hole. It'd be easier if I do it the other way. Okay. Let me see how I did this one. Okay, I see. I did the small one on top. The small one on top. That makes more sense anyway. There we go. And then I just jam on just one side into the hole. Choop. Just like that. And now it fits relatively tight around her waist. Kind of loose on the shoulders, but that's okay. It makes up for the front being the way it is. And there we go. Okay. That's enough of that. Let's get back to Merman's arm. Okay, a couple ways to fix these. Sometimes you'll get lucky. like that song. And if you pull it out, and you just reposition it and shove it back in, sometimes you'll lose the gap. Now here I didn't. I can feel it bottoming out before the gap hits, or before the thing goes all the way in. So 2 ways to fix that. One is to cut off this little nub right here, which might fix the problem. Another way is to dig that hole deeper. Now I'm going to do the nub cut first, just to see if that fixes the problem. So I'm just going to take some scissors here. Usually I use wire cutters to do this, but these scissors should work. And there we go. I cut the nub right off. And now let's jam it back in there. Jam on it. Jam on it. There we go. And fixed. Just like that. Now, I know that this vehicle makes more... Oh, I got it on this side too. I know this vehicle, this Land Shark, makes more sense to have it for trap jaw, because it's like a trap jaw kind of thing. But it makes sense to me to have it a mer creature vehicle, because it's just, you know, it's a sea creature, right? All right, let's take a look at your guys' thing. Naked Stratos is perfect for other avionic warriors. Nice. When I first saw Castle Grayskull toy on TV as a child, I wanted it. What kid doesn't want a super cool skull castle that's ominous? Bum, bum, bum. I know those commercials were just awful. And let me explain why. I was a child of parents that did not stay together. And so I really did not know my dad. And so I didn't know him until later on in life. And so as a kid watching these commercials where the dads played with the toys with the kids, it was like, that would be a dream come true to have, you know, my dad sit there and play these action figures with me. And so I don't know, part of me buying the figures or wanting the figures so bad had to almost do with the dream and the story of playing with the figures with your dad. And I know it's kind of messed up a little bit, but it kind of, that's what it kind of was. So I do make sure when my grandson comes over, I pull out figures. I don't care if he breaks, because he's kind of rough with them. He brings his own figures over, which some of them have seen better days now. And then he pulls out his castle. And sometimes I'll bring down my Snake Mountain too. And he likes the glowing lava. The glowing lava! I don't know if I'm going to get him a Snake Mountain or not, just because of room in his bedroom. It is kind of full, so I don't know if he has room for a Snake Mountain in there. But we shall see. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now his arms are really fixed. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh. So this Land Shark was slated to be transformed into a classics version. So you can see I have my seat here that I already pre-printed. And the way you do this, you haven't seen the video yet, is you undo some screws back here. I forget which ones it is. I think you undo all these and take off this piece here, and then you get to the 2 screws that are located right over the top of this. And then the engine comes out too. Maybe that's what it was, the engine that comes out. And then you take a Dremel tool and you slice this down and follow this line and bring it the same angle down. And once you do that, yeah, you bring it straight out to here and cut the square out. And then this seat goes into that spot where that used to be. And this seat, you know what? I think you just cut this out. That's right. Right to here. You leave this piece here. And this seat then takes the place of that. You take the engine and you turn it around the other direction. It sticks out at the back a little bit. But then it leaves room for a classics figure to fit in there with this new seat. And it just kind of shifts everything back a little bit. So that's why I made that. I've made videos on it before, and then I add these handles so they can hang on to them. And these are designed for classic figures because they go the same angle as the hands are, where they're angled. I guess it goes this way. There we go. Yep. So, and they just literally latch on to the sides, just like so, just like that. And I don't know why they have these handles here. None of the figures can hang on to the handles there. And so it's kind of Kind of annoying to have the handles so far forward. They should have redesigned them so they can actually hang on to the handles. Get your feet in the holes. Yeah, to get this to work right, you got to put his feet up in the holes, it seems like. Fitmon. Let's try going straighter. There we go. I got his web feet sticking in the holes now. There we go. And see, if you reach his arms forward, he really can't hang on up here. It's really weird. So by adding those handles, let's jam this in his hand here. And of course, it's made for Classics hands, so it's a little bit big for these hands. And just set it down right there. Room, room. Room, room, room. Zoom, zoom, zoom. There we go. Now he's got a way to control the land shark. Can actually hang on to some handles like he's actually doing something worthwhile. Way cooler than having no controls at all. I think I have them on my Shapeways store. I'm not sure. Ticks me off that Mattel can't measure that right. I know a lot of stuff, right? Like the height of oh, check this out. Oh, okay. I also have another surprise. Bum, bum, bum. Look at this. I got this Point Dread on sale, and like I said, he loves his Castle Grayskull. So being able to add that extra piece on top, and then as my cool extension piece that I created, so his figures will fit in there. He's going to love that too. So, but again, I have to wait till the right time to give this to him. Just can't give him toys in the middle for nothing because you don't want to spoil him too much. But it's funny. My friend, he told me, he goes, man, Todd, you have so many extra toys in that room. You could probably give him toys from now until he's 85 years old every single birthday and Christmas. It's like, you know what? I guess I do have him set for a while until he gets tired of action figures. Then I'll have to figure out something else. Let's see. Times to buy. I got Point Dread on Amazon for $15. Nice. Deluxorian picked one up cheap. Yeah, it was funny. I actually picked an extra one up cheap because I was going to add lights to it and brighten and figure it all out and make the screens do cool things and everything else. And then I was thinking, you know what? He would enjoy it more than me. And if I'm going to do that, I should probably buy extra Classics one and modify the Classics one. That'd be way cooler anyway. All right. So these guys are back to the way I had them originally, so I can put them back in the box. Back in the box. And he goes back in the same box too. Stratos. Ooh. Does he have the right color on there? No, I don't think that is the right color. Because this is the one special one. They miscolored, I believe, right? Yeah, they had a small run of these Stratos figures where they accidentally used the wrong belt color on them. This is one of those rare Stratos wrong belt color. Kind of cool. Let's see, they eat up a lot of shelf space, so Wally wants to clear them out fast. Yes. Hey, Eric, when is the floor going to be done for Snake Mountain Origins? Sorry, man. I know I've been dogging on that. I've just been dreading going back and redrawing all the brickwork again, which I have to do, so I'm kind of like, oh. So, yeah, I've been kind of dragging my feet on that. Got another Grayskull for $50. Excellent. Eric said he just ordered half of the Masters of the Universe 2000X, like the Grayskull and stuff. Oh, the 2000X Grayskull, that is a fun playset. It's got a lot of cool play features with the Hut of Secrets. You secured the Hall of Secrets. Grayskull secured. Yeah, I actually sold mine. I had two of them. I put them together to make one giant square out of it, and that was a lot of fun, but I have since sold it. All right, well, that is my birthday story. And let's take my day. My day today was great, Eric. Thank you. This is a fish stick. The OG figures, let's see, I ever had as a kid were Trapjaw and Triclops. Nice. One cylinder, I had the original Merman, Hawk and Delora. I think Merman was my third after He-Man and Skeletor. Yeah, Skeletor was my first. Hot water torture, always. It's a mix of fantasy and sci-fi. Yes, that's what makes Masters of the Universe the most fun. I always think of it as there's just so much limited technology left. And that's why most people use swords and battle axes and shields, because the technology is being well protected. And there's only just so much available. And that's why you only see a few vehicles, a few laser guns. Kind of like a post-apocalyptic type world where they don't have the technology to recreate. They only have the technology to repurpose. So like laser guns can't be remade. They can only be repurposed from one place to another. So once they're all gone, they are all gone. I gotta admit though, the Lords of Power Merman is so cool looking. He is way better looking than the original. And so I mean, in reality, if my son never had Merman, I would have given him this figure hands down, because it's way cooler. I like the golden color better. Even if those gloves and boots still being yellow, it just gives them more color choices. The face looks more cool. The yellow gloves, I mean, it looks like, let me show you. Let me pull it off my wall. Out of my 6 favorite Evil Warriors, this is the box art from the 80s. And you can see there is the 80s drawing of Merman on the back of the box. And he looks more like our Lords of Power Merman than he does our original 80s Merman. It looks like you got the wrong figure. You got a cheap knockoff from Wish instead of what they tried to sell us originally. So that's why I like this figure so much. It looks like we would have got. Can you imagine we would have got a Beastman like this? I mean, this Beastman's body is beefy. That'd have been really cool too. And then for some reason, Trapjaw is missing his little piece right here. And it's funny, you look at different box arts, you'll see some have it, some don't. He's also missing his bottom jaw. I kind of wish I would have grabbed the box art that had the piece here and the jaw there. But I got most of this from the exact same box, which was Mechanic. So everyone is on the back except for Evil Lynn. I had to get her separately when I made this poster. It's funny, Skeletor looks so much smoother than Beastman. That's just crazy. All right, let me hang this back on the wall. Oh, my nail went in. I'll have to hang it up later. I cannot get it to stay on the wall. Oh. Stand up. Oh well. I'll just put it over here by the pillar. There we go. There we go. Matthew. It's always a competition. Mike Fee, wish I could find that female character. Yeah, she is a cool one. If you go to my video last night that I made, I put a link to find some of these. So you can check out that link and see if you might find some at low, not too high of a price. You know, I still think you should have called this Shark Tank. I've been a much better name for it. Shark Tank. Instead of Land Shark. I am glad I left the action feature in though, because I'm sure he probably loved that chomping. Revolution skeleton at Snake Mountain. I don't understand. They draw Merman. On the cross cell, we gave him a different figure. Actually, a lot of figures in the cross cell are different. I mean, Ram Man's different. Manny Faces is different. Man at Arms has the fur on the inside of his armor. Even Zodak was drawn different in the cross cell art. Merman with stinker head is one, and he's out of water. That's funny. I do got my message about. All right. Anyway, you guys, thanks for joining me. And like, subscribe, tell your friends. And that's the best way to promote this channel, is just share the videos around. So if you find something you find kind of humorous or had fun watching, find people that you want to share it with, or post it on different sites that you know people like He-Man stuff. And that is always the best. The fastest my channel ever grew was when Mike Fee joined our team and he started sharing the videos. I got more subscribers. Probably a lot of you guys saw his links, clicked them, and ended up joining. So if you want to help me, the best way to do it is to share the links at different sites around. And the more people share them, the more people start clicking them, and the more people will see how cool these videos are, how much fun we have, and they'll want to join us. And we'll have more people on here. Did you see the Samurai Beast Man had the cool shield? But we get a different one. Oh, I didn't see that. So they actually showed us one video or one shield for the prototype, and we're gonna get something else. Oh, look at the Vine Lady. That stinks, man. Eric, Delaxoin says that, Eric, I'm not a fan of Orko, but man, does he have the Mondo one look great. Hey, thanks, Charles. I appreciate the extra cash. That always helps. Thank you so much, man. All right, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and again, that helps you the best. Bait and switch, yeah, they do a lot of that. I mean, look, when we first got the Super 7 Tila, the actual prototype figure looked great, and they gave us the actual figure, and it's like, oh, what happened? What happened? So there you go. Yes, the Mondo Orko does look pretty cool, Eric. Yep, I think the only last Mondo figure I'm going to buy is that Tila. I think that's it. I think once I get the Tila, I'll be done buying Mondo figures. So, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. I have been tempted, very, very tempted, to take this Tila and scan her in at a really high resolution. Print her at like 12 inches tall and make an Evelyn and a Tila out of it, and then scan their heads in respectively. I've been really tempted to do that, to go with my 12-inch figures, because they gave us Beastman, they gave us Zodak, they gave us Man at Arms, they gave us Skeletor and He-Man and Stratos, but no Merman, no females at all, no Ram Man, obviously. And I'm thinking, you know, I'd like to get a Merman and a Tila and Evelyn. So, did you get the Screech Tila? I did. Yes. I got the Screech Tila. Fun little pack. Was not keen on her pink skin, or the way they did her gold. I did like her ponytail, but I wish they would have gave her the 2000X armor piece on top instead of like we got with Snake Armor Tila. That'd have been a really nice touch since they gave her the ponytail head. Did I say Screech? Oh, the Sorceress Tila. Yes, I did. I thought you meant the 2-pack. Sorry, my eyes are not the best anymore. It's hard to see your guys' comments sometimes. So let me. I actually made a video on it. already set her into the scrap pile? No. No. I don't think I scrapped her already. Alright. Oh wait, I see some gold and white down here. Oh, that's that stupid Orco. Oh, I see some white down there. Ugh. This is my pile of my Masterverse. Masterverse. Dun, 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 Masterverse. Oh, there she is. Dun, da, da, dun, da, 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 da. She is cool looking. I like her. I know I should probably take better care of my Masterverse, but I'm sorry, you guys. I just don't care enough about Masterverse. I know it's kind of lame. But I did paint the inside of Trapjaw's arm black. Looks way better now instead of the blue inside there. Check that out. Let me get a fresh new light. Oh, there we go. Let's turn it brighter. See, so right inside there, it's all painted black so you don't see the blue anymore. Ooh, then of course I switched the jaw. Your guys' opinion on that. All right, I think that is it. Can't wait to see the do with Triclops and Splinter in the Turtles Grayskull line. Yeah, Masterverse has some cool things, and if I didn't already have classics, I think I'd probably be a Masterverse fan. I do like some figures. Obviously, as you guys know, I have my set of Monsters of the Universe, where I've either converted or changed a few things on the figures to make them work for my classics. And I think there's some really cool large figures. This guy was too big, I think, for who he is. I don't think too bad should be that big. So even though he seems to knock everything over. And it's weird because in the 2000X, this side was the taller side, this was the shorter side. So it's kind of weird that they swapped that out, but whatever. And of course, she's a cool looking figure. Oh, she's a really cool looking figure. They do a pretty good job on the females. I think they did a better job on the females than Super 7 did on the females. Alright, that's it. I think I'm going to end this video now. Gnomsky says I got the Jada toy Chun-Li. Oh, yes! The head fits perfectly on the original female bodies. Only the 2000X Origins Lin, though. That I could try it on. Nice, yes. Chun-Li is awesome. Alright. I'm going to try to close this box again. That's my goal. I know it sounds ridiculous, is to be able to put the lid on this box. So I only keep enough figures. If I can't put the lid on, it's time to get rid of figures. So, so that is my dividing line on whether I keep new figures or get rid of them. Is the lid has to fit for easy storage. Now people have told me just get a bigger box, but that defeats the purpose. So there we go. Lid fits. They all get to stay. Of course, he goes in the classics box because I repurposed him for classics. So. Let's see, Masterverse is selling so low. I picked up a few at $6.99. Nice. I kind of like what's happening with the classics back in the day. So best pick them up now. Yes. And like I said, those figures make for some great custom pieces too. So it's a great way to get a lot of custom parts to make stuff. It's great to mix them with your Masterverse. There, I know. I said we're going to end the video, but not yet. I first have to show off some swapping parts. So here we have Stratos, and he is sporting the wings and backpack from Masterverse. Ooh, ah. So I like to mix them up. And somewhere in here I have... Where did I stick him? No, I can't find a figure. Oh, he's in the other box. Okay. This guy is always in the way of getting my figures out of the box. He sits on top of one of the boxes because he's too big to fit inside my DC box. There he is. And of course my Zodak is sporting the armor from the Masterverse line. So, which looks way better than the armor he came with originally. I mean, look at that. It's so cool with the gun holster on his leg and the shoulder pads that are removable. It just looks a whole lot cooler than it did on the Masterverse figure. Now you got to get rid of the strap in between because it's too long and you can't put the leg gun on right. So you got to lose the strap. But man, it looks so much cooler. So yes, Sunman, Masterverse parts again. So yeah, like I said, I've stolen lots of Masterverse parts to make my Origins look cooler. All right, back in the box. Yes, I have these small little boxes of all my Origins that I keep. Same kind of deal. I got my first string, second string, and then my leftover extras. Let's see, I didn't quite get in the classics in time, so I want to get all the Masterverse because they will only go up eventually. Good put. All right, anyway, thanks for joining me. Thanks, Charles. Yeah, I like the Beastman too. He is really cool. Like, subscribe, and again, please, please, please share the videos. It does help a lot. And that is all that I got today. And thanks for joining me for the birthday story. If you weren't here early enough for the birthday story, go back and watch the video. It's kind of a fun one. And until next time, good journey. Bye now.